Having a little fun, playing a little, you guessed it, a little Chicago blues by way of Buddy Guy, a little bit of Willie James Lyons in there, a little bit of Eddie Taylor in there, just a big Chicago blues gumbo sort of kind of thing that I love to do, you know, when I'm just sitting around, messing around, you know. Always like to have fun, you know, like playing these kind of things. These kind of grooves just make me happy. And a record that I don't have here right now, but I've listened to this record for a long time, for over 20 some years, probably closer to 25 years, is a record by Junior Wells called It's My Life, Baby. If you haven't heard this record, I would definitely say, please check this record out. I mean, this record, It's My Life, Baby, as well as Hoodoo Man Blues by Junior Wells, with Buddy Guy playing guitar on it. Those are two records that are just incredible. I mean, It's My Life, Baby is like, you know, live in a club playing, you know, and it's incredible because these blues musicians, you know, it was like they have this deep blues thing, this soul, this heartfelt deep blues thing, but they're also listening to what's going on around them then when they were recording the record too. So it's this marriage of this deep blues thing with, you know, different things going on, you know. And I really feel the way they play on this record, Fred Below and, you know, Jack Myers, I believe, the way they play on that record is very fresh sounding and is very urgent sounding, and the drums are like, it's like Fred Below is coming out of playing, with like Little Walter and all of these people and sort of like this swing like a jazz drummer. But he's also incorporating this like Chicago blues type thing, as well as, sort of kind of this funky kind of thing too that's going on, So it's just a really unique record, and it's a certain time period that this record was done, in the 60s, that was really just current, is steeped in this beautiful blues tradition, but is also very current. And it's one of my favorite records, Buddy Guy, Junior Wells. That's just a wealth of deep blues knowledge. So, a lot of the things that I play, are really steeped in, the essence of that record and what I got from it, the way I felt when I listened to it. It just made me excited every time I would put it on long road trips. This is one of the records I would listen to when I was out with Charlie Musselwhite and Kim Wilson in the blues band and the Fabulous Thunderbirds. It's just one of those go-to records, And, different musicians, we would often talk about this record, and the great Richard Ennis, and different people would give me their, take on this record and how important it was for them. It's just one of those go-to Chicago blues records, that I love so much. And, it's just so, I really just love, like I've said so many times before, Chicago blues is such a wealth because you get this melding pot of, people migrating from the deep South, and coming to Chicago, and you can hear that in the music, just like you heard people migrating from the South going to the West Coast, and you can hear it in the music. And that's really one of the things that I feel that, that is different from those times to now, because you really had blues stylists. And I think blues stylists, is one thing. Like B.B. King had the B.B. King style of playing. Lightning Hopkins had the Lightning Hopkins sound. Albert King had the sound. He had his sound, and he would just, perfected it till it was amazing, and records that I really love is marrying like this deep sound and this deep stylistic thing that these wonderful performers would do, and marrying that with, what's going on, a little later. Like I was just talking to my friend Cadillac Zach, talking about, Born Under a Bad Sign, that record. You got a combination of Albert King, who's like one of the most iconic blues guitar players of all time, fantastic singer, fantastic guitar player, mixed with one of the most fantastic rhythm sections of all time, and great records. Great songs, my bad. Great songs, So, how can you go wrong? That's just I listen to Born Under a Bad Sign by Albert King, and it's like just as fresh as always. It seems like the older I get, the fresher that record gets. It's just like listening to Are You Experienced after, that record was put out in 67, So, but it still sounds so fresh. And then there's these certain records that are just timeless. So I would definitely, dissect these records and check them out. It's My Life, Baby, Hoodoo Man Blues by Junior Wells. These are Junior Wells records. Albert King, Born Under a Bad Sign, and things like that. I think that's one of the greatest records ever. I think it's, just as good as any soul record, out there. So, hey, don't take my word for it. Just listen at it. All right. Hope everybody's doing okay. And I will talk to you real soon. Take care.